Welcome to part 5 of my build of the quarter scale Taylorcraft Auster 5A based on the Jerry Bates Auster J1 Autocrat plans. This video is a slideshow with a voiceover of some pictures I took while building it. Day 29. Lower surface of the right wing ready except for the cap strips on the ribs. On the left you can see the engine bearers that I formed out of thick plywood. I used the opportunity when I was painting the carbon toe down with the epoxy and painted epoxy on them. Day 30. It's coming along slowly but surely. Now I just have to sand the cap strips smooth and put a bull nose on the leading edge of both wings. It took some time to put the strut fastenings on the wings. The plans show one Dubro steel strip, but I used 2. Then I can use an M3 ball link on the end of the struts to fasten them. Then, when I remove the wings, I can lay the struts under the wings for transport. I rounded the leading edge of the right wing. It is now nearly ready. The only thing left now is to make the flaps. Day 31. It takes a long time to build the flaps, mostly because there are many parts to them and most of them have to be cut and shaped by hand. Then everything is glued together with epoxy glue and that takes time to harden. Here you can see most of the parts. 1.5mm plywood base, hinges and control horns made from G10. Ribs cut from the wing ribs and end ribs yet to be cut from G10. The 6mm carbon fibre tube is missing from the photo. Here everything has been assembled. This one is for the right or starboard wing. Now I just have to make the other one. Note that the idea for and design of the flaps are taken from Danny Fenton's YouTube channel, The Devil is in the Detail. Thank you, Danny. Day 32. I assembled the left flap. Then I used epoxy and microballoons to close the gap on the front of the flap. I fastened the aileron servos to the trays and then screwed them to the wings. I then made up the control rods for the flaps. The inner clevis is soldered onto an M3 rod because I will not have access to it later. Day 33. I fitted the horns to the ailerons and made up the control rod for them. I will add nuts to the rods and it would be a good idea to use Loctite thread lock. Then I fitted the left flap to the wing. This is all coming along and I will have to start looking for the covering. Day 34. I fiddled with the tail today. I set 1.5mm plywood into the trailing edges where the stay wires are supposed to come. These wires will be active and hold the tail in place. Later I will drill holes and glue brass tubes into them. I bought a roll of white Oratex and started the covering process on the left-hand elevator. I cut the trim tab off and attached it with some hinges. Then I made up the horns from G10. This will not work as a trim tab, but it is okay if it looks like it could. Day 35. I made the rear light in the rudder by drilling in the correct place and then putting a short length of carbon tubing in the hole. I made the fairing by slapping some Isopon P38 or European Bondo around it, carving it to shape and then sanding as necessary. Then I covered the rudder with Oratex.